Hello friends, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Happy Thursday. Hopefully you are all having a wonderful day. Welcome to the stream. I am going to be playing Wyrmspan by Stonemaier Games, and this is going to be with the new Dragon Academy expansion, which I'm super excited to play. This kind of adds in a few different things, adds in some new dragons, adds in a new scoreboard, adds in some new guilds for the dragon guilds up here. And then it also, what else did it add? I think that is everything. The main thing is there's new dragon types. So there are fledglings, which you can kind of train, because those are, I guess, classified as teenager dragons, which is very cute. But yes, I believe that is everything. It just adds in more of what you already love in Wyrmspan. And I do want to say a huge thank you to Stonemaier Games for sponsoring today's stream. This is the last of 6 different live streams I've done throughout 2025. And it has been wonderful working with Stonemaier Games. And I'm hoping to do more work with them in the future because they're always awesome to work with. Jamie's awesome. The rest of the Stonemaier Games team is awesome. We are going to get started. Let me switch over to this right here. This is the kind of look of Wyrmspan. We have our own personal board. The solo AI in this game is super easy. You're simply just flipping over a card, and then that is going to determine what the AI does. And most of the time, the AI is literally just going around this dragon guild. Whenever they hit one of these brown spots, they're going to gain something based off of the card that is currently flipped. They're going to be wiping the cards, taking those away from you. They're going to be gaining and spending the kind of action tokens here to kind of add to their objective amounts, which I'll get into. But I start with 6 of these action tokens. Once I no longer want to do any more actions, I can pass. And a new thing in this version of the game is that you have a new pass mechanism where once you pass, you can decide which one of these you want to go to. You're going to be placing your little explorer on one of these 6 spots. In the first 2 rounds, we're going to be using the yellow spots. And in the last 2 rounds, we're going to be using the red spots. And you're simply just going to place this. It's going to determine how many action tokens you get for the next round, and then you can also get additional things. So 5 action tokens and 2 eggs, 5 action tokens, an egg, and a resource of your choice, so on and so forth. And then there is one down here, which is that you get 6 action tokens, and that is it. But if the AI ends up passing before I do, they are going to always take the 6 action spot slot. So that's just a little thing to keep in mind. With the solo, with the expansion, typically in the game of Wyrmspan without the expansion, I would go first, and then we would just continue going back and forth until the end of the game. But in this, we are going to be switching the first player token back and forth. So we are going to be switching this back and forth. So I'm going to start with it, but in the next round, once we both have passed, this is going to get given to the AI, and they are going to go first on the next round. Additionally, I am also starting with some cards to choose from. So you start with 3 of each, so 3 dragon cards and 3 cave cards, and I'm going to decide 4 of these to keep. I could keep all 3 cave cards and 1 dragon card. I could do the vice versa, keep all 3 dragon cards and 1 cave card. I am just allowed to keep 4 of these 6 cards that I have here, so we're going to do that in a second. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. We're going to be going through 4 rounds. At the end of a round, we are going to be scoring an objective, which, let me zoom you guys into the objectives here. The 4 that I'm going for in this game is first round, we're going to be scoring for dragons that I have that have a printed cost that includes at least 1 gold. That is going to be dragons that I have on my board. This here is dragons that may live in only 1 cave. So that is one of the 3 different caves that I have here on my board. This one here is shy dragons on my player mat. And then last one is fledglings on my player mat, which the fledglings are the new ones. I actually have a fledgling here. And basically with the fledglings, you are going to, in order to get the ability or thing at the bottom of the card in the purple spot here, you are going to have to train the fledgling. And in order to do that, you're going to, for a free action, be able to, whenever you're exploring and going past this card, you can place one of the training cubes going from left to right onto the squares on the fledgling cards. You do have to pay what is in that square, so I will have to pay 1 milk to put a cube there, 1 cave card to put a cube there, and then 1 additional milk. Once you have all cubes covering those spots, that fledgling is officially fully trained, and then that kind of unlocks their ability at the bottom. Those are all of the 4 different objectives, and we are working with the Gamblers Guild, which is one of the new guilds for the expansion. And this basically has just a bunch of fun little abilities that you can do that are kind of have like a chance involved with them. So you're going to be drawing a certain amount and then playing one of them for free, different things like that. And then there is an endgame scoring here, which is draw 4 dragon cards from the deck, score the printed VP on 2 of them, and then you discard the 4. So it's a little bit of a luck in that as well, where you're going to be kind of getting a certain amount of victory points based off of the cards that you draw. I am going to have to figure out what cards I want to keep. So, okay, so I do kind of want to keep this fledgling, just so I can kind of experiment with a new type of dragon. So this one here, this is an endgame, and this is gain 1 victory point for each egg in this dragon's row. So that would be a fun one. This one here has a cost of gold, which we do want dragons with costs of gold, so I kind of want to keep that one. And I think I'm going to skip out on this hatchling, so that's going to be one I discard. And then as for these, would love that cave. And then as for the second one, ooh, this is one of the new caves. This is when I place it down up to 2 times, train any fledgling 1 time for free. That's actually really nice. Immediately play 1 dragon card with a discount of 1 egg or 1. Oh, that one's good too. I think I might actually keep that one. Training a fledgling for free twice is kind of nice, but immediately play a dragon with a discount of 1 egg or 1 resource is kind of nice, because then I could potentially play this dragon for 1 gold instead of 2 gold. Okay, so I am going to discard those. Okay, so I'm going to excavate, and this dragon is going to go into yellow, whereas this dragon can go anywhere. So I think I'm going to excavate. I'm going to place this here. Excavate allows me to pay 1 of these tokens to do that action, and then I can play 1 of the cave cards from my hand into 1 of the empty slots on the board. So I'm going to play 1 into this slot here. We do have 3 slots here that already have cave cards on them that I can play dragons onto. But this way I do immediately, when I play this cave card down, I gain 1 meat and 1 gold. All right, we're gonna get into the AI's turn, which, like I said, is very simple. You just have these cards here. Based off of difficulty, which I think I ended up doing easy or AI level 1. So you have 8 cards that make up the AI's deck, depending on its difficulty. Some cards change for higher difficulties. You're gonna shuffle up all 8 cards. For this round, we are gonna take out 1 card, place that off to the side, and then we're going to flip over the first AI card. If there is an icon up here that has this X, that means that if the AI's deck was empty at this point, they would pass, but obviously it is not. There might be some icons up here, which we'll get into those after, but on the left here, there'll be an icon for getting rid of the cards and like cycling through the cards. There might be an icon up here of these tokens, and that's going to be how you're adding and subtracting points from their objectives. And then the main part here is this. So we are on round 1. that means that they are going to move one spot on the Dragon Guild. And then if they were to hit one of the brown spots at the top or the bottom, this is when they would be taking some cave cards, dragon cards, and then based off of the cards that they have at the end of the game, they are going to gain victory points based off of the cards. So with this one here, they are simply just going to move one space around the Dragon Guild. So we're going to take theirs, we're going to move it one spot. They do not get any of the rewards at the Dragon Guild. They're simply just going to move. And then, like I said, whenever they hit this spot and this spot, they will be gaining stuff for those. So that is the AI's turn. Super easy. Most of the time, you are literally just moving them around the Dragon Guild. So it is now back to me. So I'm going to excavate again. And I'm going to add this card up here. So we're just adding caves right away, which I think is fine. I don't think I've done this kind of strategy before when I'm playing Wyrmspan, but I am going to play this here, and immediately I can play one dragon from my hand with a discount of 1 egg or 1 resource of my choice. And I am going to play this guy here. This is the Crepicious Venomous Worm dragon, and I am going to play him into the first spot here in my Golden Grotto. I get 1 discount, so he's only going to cost me 1 gold. I'll pay that, and then we have him here, which his ability is, whenever I explore over top of him, it says reveal 1 dragon from the deck. If it is small or a hatchling, tuck it here, otherwise add it to your hand. That's actually pretty cool. So it is now back to the AI. We're going to flip over their card. We have no icons at the top. It is round 1 still, so they are, again, simply just going to move 1 space around the guild. Simple, easy, we love to see it. So it is now back to me, and for my next turn, I do want to eventually get this dragon down, which I will need 1 egg and 1 milk. So what I can do here is, I'm going to explore for the first time, and that is going to, I'm going to place it here. I kind of keep track of how many times I've explored, because basically you can only explore each of the caves a maximum of 3 times per round. The first time that you explore a cave, it's going to just cost you the 1 token like it typically does, but the second time you do, it's going to cost you a token as well as an egg. And third time you do, it's going to cost a token and 2 eggs. So that's a good thing to note. Also, I just realized I actually maybe don't want to go there, because I need a milk. So maybe I go here. The only thing is, basically when you travel, you're going to start on the leftmost spot. Whenever you see this little travel guy, that is going to give you something. So this first spot here is going to give me 1 resource of my choice. Whenever you hit an empty spot, that immediately ends your explore action and you go back to base camp. So here, I would literally just be doing this to get 1 milk, which is probably not the best option. If I went here, I would gain a dragon card. I would then go here. I would do his ability, and then I would go here. I would do this, and then I would hit this spot. It has no dragon. I would immediately go back to here. So if I do this, I'm not going to gain any resources, but maybe I do that just because that'll get me more cards. So I will still do the Golden Grotto. I'm going to go here. I gain a dragon. Shy dragons is an objective, as well as dragons that cost gold are an objective. So I actually maybe want to grab this dragon because it's shy. It has an endgame scoring, which is kind of nice. And then it costs me 2 gold and 1 crystal, which is kind of a lot, which I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to do that, but I think I will do that. I'm going to grab that dragon. A new one is going to come out. We're going to go to the next spot, which is reveal 1 from the deck. If it's a small dragon or a hatchling, tuck it. Otherwise, add it to your hand. So we're going to flip it. It's a medium dragon. So I do not tuck it here. I simply just add it to my hand. So this one is another shy dragon, actually, which is fantastic. I have 3 shy dragons in my hand. And then we'll go to the next spot here. This icon here allows me to move 1 spot on the Dragon Guild. That gets me a second egg. And then we're going to put that there. And then we hit an empty spot. We go back to base camp. That is everything for my second turn. Moving on to the AI's turn. So this here, if the deck was empty, they would pass, but it is not. They are going to get a token. So we're going to take a token. We're going to add that onto the objective tile for that round. And then still round 1. So they're going to move 1 space on the Dragon Guild. And they have not hit a brown spot as of yet. So that is everything for them. It is back to me. I have 3 more actions to perform. I can't really do anything as of yet. This top row is the main row where you can get resources. So I maybe want to start building up the top row. So I do think I am going to go explore the top row, which is not great. But I'm going to go here. I'm going to gain 1 resource of my choice. Like I said, I need milk for this fledgling. So we're going to take that milk. And then we've hit an empty spot, so we're going to go back to base camp. Okay, so it is back to me. And like I said, I've been focusing on grabbing stuff to be able to play out this fledgling. Fledglings are going to, I will say right now, they're going to score a little bit differently than the other dragons. Typically, the other dragons just have a certain amount of victory points on them, whereas the fledglings are going to score based off of how many other fledglings you have. So this fledgling currently, it says 1 victory point per fledgling. They do count themselves. So currently this fledgling is getting me 1 victory point. But if I get 2 fledglings, each of them will be 2, 3, each of them will be 3, so on and so forth. So I'm going to play out this fledgling here. That's going to cost me 1 egg and 1 milk. And this will gain me 1 victory point for each egg in this row. So I really want to get more dragons in this row that are going to allow me to place a lot of eggs on them. So that is everything for my turn, which I did entice. So then moving on to the AI's turn, we're going to flip this over. Their deck is not empty yet, so they're not going to pass. And then, again, they're simply just going to move 1 space on the Dragon Guild. I need to figure out some ways to get more resources because these dragons are very expensive. Which actually, this dragon here is going to cost me 2 meat and 2 gems. There is a cave card out here that is going to gain me 1 meat and 1 gem. So I could very well do that, grab that cave card. Only thing is I only have 1 action left. So this is going to be the last thing that I can do on this turn or on this round. And sadly, I am only going to be able to gain 1. Like, I am only going to have 1 for this. 1 dragon that costs a gold. At least 1 gold. And the AI also has 1 currently. So we will tie. So maybe I just go here. I'm going to explore my bottom cave, which is the Amethyst Abyss. I have nothing here, so I'm only going to be able to do the first thing, which is gaining a cave card. I am going to gain that middle cave card. That is going to gain me resources when I place it down. This is going to flip out. So that is my last action. You can actually pass before you are finished with your action tokens, but I believe you can only hold on to and bring over to the next round 2 of your tokens. So you can't pass and bring like 4 of your tokens to the next round. You can only do a max of 2. Okay, so then the AI is going to go. So if their deck was out, they would pass, but it is not. They are going to get rid of these dragon cards. These are going to go to the discard pile, and then 3 New dragon cards are going to come out. Whoa, there's another shy dragon there. And then they are going to additionally gain another one of these tokens. Not great for me. And then they are going to just move one space here. And that is everything for them. So it is back to me. I do not have any other tokens, so I am going to pass. I'm going to take my explorer and I am going to go to one of these spots. I could either do 6 action tokens or... What did I end up doing on the last turn? Oh yeah, I explored that one. I think I'm going to do this one. So that's going to get me 5 tokens. All these get taken off. I will say that you don't actually get this stuff yet, so I'm just going to place this out here. And then that is going to be everything for me. So that is everything for me. Like I said, the AI is going to go and they're going to flip this over. They do not pass yet because their deck is not out yet. They are going to add another token here. What the heck? And then they're going to move 2 spots. So they're going to go 1, 2. This means that they are going to do this first thing here because they did pass the brown spot. So if you land or they pass on the brown spot, they're going to take number 1 dragon. So they're going to take this one here. And they're going to take number 1 cave. So these 2 are for the AI. We'll just place them here for them to collect. We're going to place out new dragons, 1 and 2. I've already passed, so then they are going to do 1 more. And then this here is that they are going to take 1 of these tokens away. Doesn't make a difference. I think they still beat me anyways. And then we are still on round 1, so they're going to go 1, 2. And then they haven't hit a brown spot. And so that is everything. Once their pile is run out, that means that they are going to pass as well. Typically, they would place out on this 6 spot, but I've already passed. I passed before them, so it doesn't matter. They don't get any of the rewards anyways. So that is everything for the end of that round. So then we're just going to go through this quickly here. So end of the first round, you're going to activate any of the dragons that you have on your playmat that have an end of round activation, which has that little clock on it. I do not have any of those, so then we're going to score here. For the AI, each of these different tiles are going to have the AI scoring here, depending on the round that this tile is in. So it'll be round 1, it gets 0 plus whatever amount of tokens was on it. But if this was in the last spot here, it would get 3 plus any tokens. So they have 0 plus 2. So they have 2 dragons. I only have 1 dragon that has a cost of gold. So I get second place, they get first place. So we are going to take their cube. They're going to go on the first place spot. I am going to go on the second place spot. Not great, but that's fine. Everything is fine. We are going to refresh all of the dragons and the caves. So these are going to get discarded. These are going to get discarded. 3 new cave cards are going to come out. Ooh, that's a good cave card. Gives me an additional action token. And then 1, 2, and 3. So we've refreshed those. Rotate the start player marker. So the AI is going to be the start player this time. And we're going to gain income. So I'm going to gain my 5 action tokens. And then I'm going to gain 1 egg, as well as I get 1 resource of my choice. And the resource that I am going to gain, I'm going to get a gold. So that is everything for the first round. We are then going to move on to the second round. I'm going to take back my guy here because I got my income. And we're going to go on to the second round. So we're going to clean up. The AI is going to get their one card I took out before. We're going to shuffle those up. The AI is going to go first, so there's more of a chance of them passing before me. Okay, we're going to take one card out. That's going to be their pile for this round. And then we're going to flip over their first card since the AI is first. So this will be round 2. They're going to move 2 spots. 1, 2. Nothing happens because they're not on a brown spot yet, but most likely, or 100% on their next turn, they will go on to this spot here. Okay, so then for me, I now have 1 gold and 1 meat. I should probably get this one down, because the objective for this round is dragons that may only live in 1 cave. So that's going to be dragons that only have 1 color on the side here. Which actually, both of my dragons, oh, that's nice. Both of them can only be placed in the Amethyst Abyss, whereas this fledgling here can be placed in any of the caves. This is pay 1 cave card to activate 1 ability that is printed on your playmat. Oh, that's kind of nice. So I can pay to like activate any one of these. I think I am going to excavate. So I'm going to play this cave here. That is going to get me 1 meat and 1 crystal. 1 and 2. And that is everything for my turn. So then it goes back to the AI. We're going to flip this over. They are going to refresh the dragons. So goodbye dragons. New dragons come out, which is fine because I didn't even pay attention to what dragons were out. They are going to get 1 token on the second spot here. These actually get taken away. Which actually, let me just take this away because we have already scored that first one. So we don't need to focus on that anymore. Okay, so then they are on, well, we're on round 2. So that means they are going to move 1 spot. They've made it back to a brown spot. That means that they are going to take number 2 dragon. That's going to get added to their pile of dragons. And this here means that they are going to move 2 spaces with the cube, which if they have a cube available, which they start with 1, they are going to then be able to place one of their cubes on one of these things. They are not going to do that thing. They are simply just going to block it for me. So they're going to go 1 to the second one here. So they're going to block that ability, which is draw 3 caves from the deck, excavate for free with 1, or keep it, discard the others. That would have been fun. I still do not have enough, but I am 1 away from both of these. So which one do I want more of? I think this one is most likely the one that I would like to play first. So I am going to explore. My only issue here is I'm going to be passing this fledgling without training it, which is not great, but like, that's okay, I guess. I'm going to explore. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to gain 1 resource of my choice. I am going to gain that 2nd crystal that I would like to play one of my dragons. We're going to go here. I could train a dragon, but I do not have a milk to pay for training that fledgling, so we're going to pass by. And then I get to go up 1 spot here. That gets me 1 meat. And then this is an empty spot, so I'm going to go back to base camp. And that is everything for my turn. AI is going to go. They're not going to pass yet. They're going to add a token to this spot here. Okay. And then round 2, they're simply just going to move 1 spot. They are not on a brown, so that is the end of their turn. I am now going to entice a dragon. We're going to pay 2 meat and 2 crystal. We're going to play this dragon down to this spot here. Where are the lines? There we go. Doesn't get me anything when I play the dragon, but now we have one dragon in each of our caves, which is nice. Okay, that is everything for me. Back to the AI. We're going to flip this over. Does not pass. Round 2, we're going to move one spot here. And that is them. Easy. This is like, honestly, this is one of the easiest AIs to work with. I do need one more gold and one crystal in order to play this dragon down. It would be really nice to gain this cave card, so maybe I actually do that. Yeah, maybe I do that actually. Let me explore and explore the bottom here, which I start here. I gain a cave card. I'm going to grab this cave card. Oh. Hold up. Gain a cave card and 2 eggs. I could do that. The only thing... No, I think we should be good. Sure. I'm going to grab this one because when I put this cave card down, I will be able to then take another cave card and I can take this. And I get 2 additional eggs, which is great. So we're going to put that... We're going to take this cave card. I'm going to go to here. This is pay a cave card to activate, which I'm not going to do. We're going to go here. That's going to allow me to move one spot on the Dragon Guild. That's going to get me 1 dragon card, which I might actually take this dragon here. This dragon would get me a milk, which is kind of helpful, especially if I want to get this fledgling trained. Put a new dragon out. And then we've hit an empty spot, so we go back to camp. Now we just hope that the AI doesn't take a cave card, which I don't think it will. Thank goodness. So nothing's happening at the top except for they're going to take one of their tokens away. Round 2, they're only going to move 1 time, and then they don't hit a brown spot, so that is everything for them. And then for my last turn here, I am going to excavate again. And I'm going to place down this cave card, which allows me to gain 1 card. Boom. And then I get to lay 2 eggs. So I laid 2 eggs, gained a cave card, and then a new cave card comes out. All right. We're really taking a cave-heavy strategy this game, which I typically don't do. Okay, so we are back to the AI, I believe. They are going to not pass. They're going to add a token to here. Surprise, surprise. And then they're going to look. It is round 2, so they're going to only move 1 space here. And then not on a brown spot, so that is done. It is back to me. I have no more action tokens left. I'm close to getting an additional one with this, but I was just one shy. So I'm going to be able to pass before the AI. I'm going to do this here, which is going to get me 5 action tokens, an egg, and a movement here. That'll get me 1 spot closer to gaining one of these actions, which are pretty strong. So that is everything for my turn. I'm simply just passing, and then the AI is going to flip. And they are going to take away 1 of these tokens here. It is round 2, so they're going to move 1 spot, and that is them. They actually don't hit the brown spot yet, so that's good. So then we are all finished. We're going to start at the top again. We're going to activate any abilities that are end of round abilities, which we have none. We're going to score dragons that may only live in 1 cave. I have 2 of those. The AI also has 2, so we are going to tie. We're both going to get first. This gets discarded. This can also get discarded. And then we're going to go to here. We're going to refresh the cave cards and the dragon cards. 3 new ones come out, which is fine because I didn't really like any of the other ones. So that is everything. The start player gets passed back to me. I gain my income, which is I gain my 5 action tokens back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I gain 1 egg. So I'm going to just place out an egg on this dragon here. And then I get to move 1 spot here. And then I will gain one of these cave cards, which is kind of nice. And this is up to 3 times. Pay an egg to gain 2 different resources. Each opponent may do this once. I am taking that cave card. That's a good one. Okay, I will take back my little guy here. And then we're going to move on to the 3rd round. We are halfway through. This round we're going to be doing shy dragons. Ooh, you know what I just realized? This was round 2. So the AI had 2 plus 1. They actually won. Dang it, we did not tie. Oopsie. I am not doing well in the department of beating the AI in these. Uh-oh. So I am now first player again. I would love to be able to play some of these dragons. Specifically, this one would kind of be nice to play. This can be played in either Golden Grotto or the Amethyst Abyss. I need 1 crystal in order to play down that dragon, which I think right off the bat, I am going to go here. Oh, you know what I just realized? When I placed down this cave card, I should have paid 1 egg to excavate it. So we are going to get rid of that right off the bat. And when I do place down another one, I will have to pay a 2nd egg, which actually I might not get rid of this egg. I might get rid of this egg. I'm going to excavate. I'm going to take this egg off of this dragon here. I'm going to excavate here. This is up to 3 times. Pay 1 egg to gain 2 different resources. And each opponent may do this 1 time. So they are going to get 2 cash tokens because they typically would gain 2 resources. I am going to pay, honestly, I think, do I just want to do 2 eggs or do I want to do 1 egg? Because 2 eggs would get me 4 resources, 2 crystals, and 2 gold. That would allow me to have stuff for all of these. Or if I get rid of this, I can get 2 more resources. I think I'm going to get rid of all my eggs, which is kind of crazy. I'm going to gain 6 resources. So I'm going to gain 2 gold. I'm going to gain 2 crystal. And I'm going to gain 2 milk. I think I'm happy with that. And that is from excavating. I am going to have to work towards gaining more eggs now. We do need to refresh the AI's cards before they take their turn. So the AI is going to flip. They are going to refresh the dragon cards. They are going to gain 1 token on here. And then round 3, they're going to move twice. 1, 2. They did hit the brown, so they are going to get rid of dragon number 2. And they are going to place a cube. 1, this spot is full, so they're going to go 2 to this spot here. And then it is back to me. And I think I am going to play out a dragon. This dragon can be played in either the yellow or the purple. So I am going to pay 1 gold, 1 crystal. This dragon is going to go out here. That is everything for me. I did entice. So it is now the AI's turn. Round 3, they're going to move 1, 2 on the guild. They did not hit a brown spot, so that's everything for them. I cannot excavate currently because I don't have any eggs. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go along my golden grotto. I'm going to gain 1 of these, which might as well. Sure. I'm going to take this one. Do I? No, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this shy one. See if I can play that one out. A new card goes out, so that's dragon. Reveal 1 dragon. If it's small or hatchling, tuck it here. Otherwise, add it to your hand. It is a hatchling, so I am going to tuck it underneath this dragon. That is going to get me victory points at the end of the game. We're going to go to the next spot here, which is I get a crystal. And then I'm going to go here. That gains me a milk. Oh, and then I go here and it gains me another dragon card. Ooh, I don't know. All of these are kind of crazy. I'll take this fledgling. The one that I was initially going to get. And then hit an empty spot, go back to the start. All right, AI's third turn. Of course, they're going to add another token to their objective here. It is round 3, so they're just going to move 1 spot. They have not hit a brown spot, so that is everything. That's such a funny thing to say. They haven't hit a brown spot. Okay, so as for me, what do I want to do? I do want to get more dragons down, because the more dragons that you have in your different caves, the more abilities you're going to be able to trigger when it comes to exploring. So I'm going to play out this one here, which this is going to be 3 crystals, which I have 2 crystals, and then I'm going to spend 2 of any resource. At any time, you can convert 2 of any resource into 1 of any resource. So I'm going to spend a meat and a milk to make a 3rd crystal. And then I'm going to play this down here. And this is going to allow me to have like an ongoing ability, which is kind of nice. Like an end of round trigger ability, which is either train any fledgling 1 time for free or lay 1 egg for each fully trained fledgling. Cool. So that is everything there. That was me enticing a 2nd dragon. So it is back to the AI. We're going to flip over this. They're going to add another token onto this here, which is not good. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get more fledglings than them. I only currently have 1, but I do have 1 in my hand that I could play at some point. So then they are going to look, it is round 3, so they're going to go 1, 2. That is going to allow them, they have hit a brown spot, so they get number 1 dragon and number 1 cave, new cards, and it is back to me. I can't explore here again, shoot. But I could explore here for 1, so I might do that actually. So I'll go here, I'm going to gain a cave card, which I will just gain this one here. At least it has a lay 1 egg ability. And then we'll go here. I will pay 1 cave card. I'm actually going to pay the one that I just got in order to activate any one of the abilities out here, which I think I am going to do the gain any 1 resource. Actually, what am I going to do? The next thing is going to allow me to go here, which allows me to place out a cube. Could place out a cube, gain 1 dragon card from the deck, either gain all the resources and eggs in the cost, or discard it to gain 1 action token. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. Okay, so for this one, I do think I'm going to gain a crystal. And then we'll move on to the next thing, which is I move to here. This is going to allow me to place 1 of my cubes out. I kind of want to do this one because it sounds fun. Or I could draw 3 dragons from the deck, play 1 for free or keep it, discard the others. Or I could gain 1 dragon from the deck, either gain all of its resources in the cost or discard it to gain 1 action. That one kind of seems good. Or I could get the endgame scoring one, which I'm kind of tempted for, but no, I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to flip over a card from the deck, either gain of all of its resources in the cost, or discard it to gain an action. Boom. So I would gain 1 meat and 1 crystal. I think I'm going to discard it to gain an additional action token. That will get me 1 more turn, which is kind of nice. This doesn't give me an ability. This will give me 1 more cave card. I'll just take this cave card. And then that is everything for me. Empty spot, back to base camp. So that actually extended my round because I did get an additional action token, which is nice. Okay, moving on to the AI's turn. Boom, they do nothing at the top. It is round 2, so they are going to move 1, 2. They're not on a brown spot, so that is going to be the end of their turn. It's back to me. I have one more action token that I can use. I can play a third dragon, so I might as well. I am going to entice for my last action, and it's going to cost me 2 gold and 1 crystal. I'm going to play this last dragon up here. So this will be an endgame victory point 1, and it's gained 2 victory points for each end round dragon on your player mat. That has that like ability, which I only have 1 currently, but this one here will add another one. Okay, so that is everything for me. I now have 4 shy dragons. I think the AI also has 4 shy dragons, but that's fine. Okay, the AI is going to discard one of their tokens. Good. Round 3, they're going to move twice. 1, 2. And they did not hit a brown spot, so that is everything for them. It is back to me. I unfortunately do have to pass. To be honest, I kind of just want to go for 6 action things. So I think I will do that. That is my turn. The AI is going to flip over. This is going to take one of these away. Thank goodness. Round 3, so they're going to go 1, 2. They did hit a brown spot, so they're going to get dragon number 2 and cave card number 2. And those are going to be flipped out. And then I believe, hopefully this one will make them pass. Yes. So if this happens with this icon up here saying they're going to pass, if the thing is empty now, this card is just like, they're not going to do any of the actions on this card. They're just going to pass then and there. So that is everything for third round. So again, we're going to start up here. We're going to look, I have here, I can either train any fledgling 1 time for free or lay 1 egg for each fully trained fledgling. I have no fully trained fledglings, but I can train 1 for free. So that's good there. Saves me a milk. And then that is everything for my end of round abilities. The AI has 2 shy dragons. I have 4 shy dragons. Heck yes. So I get first for this one. They get second. Good. And then we're going to refresh these cards here for our last round. So then rotate the starting player. AI is going to be the start player this round. Then we are going to gain income. I gain 6 of these action tokens, which I think I have 6 here on my board. And then I don't get anything else because that is what I wanted to do. Just get 6 action tokens. And the AI is first. So I didn't take out, shoot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't take out one of their cards. Remember to take a card out of their pile. And then we're going to flip their card over, see what they do. They're not going to pass because their pile is not empty. They are going to gain 1 on the last action. This one's going to get taken away because we're done with that one. And then it is round 4, so they're going to move twice. 1, 2. And they're not on a brown spot, so that is everything for them. So then back to me. I do still not have any eggs, but that is okay. I would love to get a gold, so I think I'm going to explore. So I'm going to go here. We're going to go here. I'm going to gain a gold. We're going to go on to this fledgling. I am going to train this fledgling, so I'm going to spend a cave card in order to do this second fledgling spot. And then we'll move on to the next one, which is me moving 1 space to gain an egg. I am going to place that egg on this fledgling. Then we'll go to here. This does not do anything for me. I am going to gain 1 more resource of my choice. I'll gain a crystal. Okay. And then empty spot, so we get placed back at base camp. That's everything for me. Move on to the AI. They're going to add another token to this last spot here. They, for this last round, are going to have 2 fledglings plus however many markers are on it. So they currently have 4 fledglings. That's not great. I only have 1, but I will have 2 in a second. And then 4th round, they are going to move 1, 2. For me, do I want to entice? I think I do. I'm going to entice this little fledgling here. We're going to do this spot here. I don't have to spend an egg. The egg is just for excavating. So that little guy there is going to allow me to pay 1 resource at the end of the round to move 3 spaces on the Dragon Guild, which is kind of cool. But that is only if I'm able to fully train that dragon, which I think I should be able to. No, I am not placing this dragon here. What am I thinking? Because I would have to explore this once and then explore it again. So that would cost me 3 eggs. Whereas if I place this dragon here, that will be a lot better. I'll place him there. And that costs me 1 action token and 1 gold. Ugh, hate that. So that is everything for me. I enticed a dragon. It is now the AI's turn. Nothing's going to happen at the top. Round 4, they're going to go 1, 2. They hit this, so they are going to take dragon number 3, cave card number 3, and then those are going to get replenished, which is fine because I just don't want them to take any more of these spots because I kind of want those. But I, again, have quite a few spots to go. So I think I will explore here. So we'll go here. I'll gain a dragon. I'll just take this guy. This guy's kind of crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so we'll take that. New one comes out. We'll go here. Reveal 1 dragon from the deck. If it's a smaller hatchling, tuck it here. Otherwise, put it in your hand. It is a hatchling. So another one is going to get tucked under this dragon. Okay, and then we're going to move to this dragon. Nope, sorry, we're going to move to the in-between spot, which is I move here and I gain 1 gold. Move to this dragon, I gain 1 milk. And then I move here, that gets me another dragon. I'll just take this fledgling, yes. And then here, I can train this dragon, which I can spend 1 crystal in order to train that. And then last spot here, I can lay 1 egg. So I will lay 1 egg on this dragon here. And empty spot, back to base camp. That is everything for me. It's back to the AI. Flip this over. They get rid of 1 of their tokens on the objective. Round 4, they're just going to move 1 spot. Okay, so I have 2 actions left, which is not great. Oh, this is not great at all. I don't think I'm going to be doing very good, guys. But I will say that this is my first time playing solo with the Dragon Academy expansion, and the fledglings are pretty difficult. Because you're having to spend more resources, and also you're having to really plan out your exploring more, I'm finding. Because in order for me to complete this fledgling and this fledgling, I'm going to have to use my last 2 actions to explore here and here. You know what I could do? Ooh. Oh, heck yes. I just realized something. Okay. Big brain move. Instead of exploring here and here, I can actually explore down here. These don't really gain me things that I really want, but the cards are what is giving me what I want here. So, first thing is I'm going to go here. I'm going to gain a cave card. I'll just gain 1 because I'm spending it anyways. We'll go to here. This is spend 1 cave card to activate 1 explore ability. Oh, that is... No. No. Pay 1 cave card to activate 1 explore ability that is printed on your player mat. Crap. I really thought I could do it. I guess that's fine. So I can like lay an egg. My initial thought was that I was going to be able to activate one of the fledglings like training abilities, but it has to be an ability that is on your mat. But I guess what I can do is I can activate one of the lay egg actions, and that'll at least get me an additional egg that I can use. And then we'll go here. This allows me to move up one space, and I gain a dragon. I'll just gain this one, sure. And then, shoot, this is not gonna work either. This ability is just an end of round ability. No! Stupid. Stupid Jenna. What were you thinking, girl? Okay, so maybe we say rewind. Which, let's do this one. So I'm going to explore a second time. I do have to spend an egg. No. Let's do this one. Oh, I'm so annoying, aren't I? No, we're going to do this one. Do this one, spend an egg, and then we're going to explore. We'll go here. We will gain a meat, I suppose. Okay, and then we'll go here. That's going to allow me to spend a milk to finally finish this fledgling. And then we'll go here. We'll move here. That will gain us, yeah, we'll just take that one. I don't think I'm going to play it anyways. And then this is nothing. This will gain us another resource, which I will just do a gold, I guess. And then empty spot, go back to base camp. Okay, that's me. Back to the AI. Boom, nothing's gonna happen. Fourth round, they're gonna go 1-2. That is everything for them. And then for my last action, I am going to, I think, play a dragon, which is Entice. I'm gonna play a card from my hand, and I am going to play for 1 meat this dragon here, which is a fledgling as well. So that will add to my number of fledglings that I have at the end of the game. And that is my last action. I'm not going to be able to train this fledgling, but at least I'll have it there for scoring of the fledglings, because the fledglings still score the same, even if they're trained or untrained. So that'll be there. So it is the AI's turn. They are going to get rid of these. Technically, a third one would have been out, so this one gets discarded as well. And then 3 new dragons are going to come out. Okay, they are going to add 1 token to here. Disgusting. And then 4th round, they're going to move 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. So they did hit a brown spot, which means they're going to take dragon number 2. And they're going to place a cube on the second available thing. So we're going to go 1, 2 to this endgame scoring spot. I am going to, oh my goodness, I am an idiot. At the end of the 3rd round, I was supposed to place 1 here instead of here. So instead of me placing here to get 6, I probably would have placed here to get an additional egg, because I obviously want lots of eggs. So I am going to place an egg here, because I would have had an additional egg, but I still would have had 6 actions. It still would have been the same. Okay, that is the end of my 4th round. I do not have to place my guy out. This red area is simply just for the 3rd round, and then obviously you're not gaining anything for the next round because there is no next round. So I'm not going to place out my guy, but I am going to pass. And then the AI is going to do this last card. So they are going to take away 1 of these tokens. And then for the 4th round, they're going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. Thankfully, they are not going to get any additional things. So that is everything for them. And that is everything for the round, which first we're going to activate any of our endgame abilities, which I am going to activate this one first, which is going to either train one fledgling one time for free or lay an egg for each fully trained fledgling. So I am going to fully finish off this one because then that will activate the second ability, which this one is going to allow me to pay any one resource to move up 3 times or move around 3 times on the Dragon Guild. So that's going to allow me to go 1, 2, 3. I think that would typically get me 1 action token, a milk, and then I hit that end spot, but I don't think I can use that action token since there's no additional round. But I did hit this spot here, so that is going to allow me to take one of these. And I think I'm just going to get this endgame 6 victory points. Okay, so that is everything for the end of round abilities. We're then going to go to scoring. The AI has 2 on the tile plus 1, so they have 3 fledglings. I also have 3 fledglings. So we are tied. So both me and the AI are going to go here. Typically you would refresh, you would rotate the start marker, gain income, but because it's the end of the round, that is everything for us. So we're going to go into endgame scoring, and that is everything for them. So they have a score of 79. I don't think I won, guys. I have to beat 79, and I got 67. Dang it. All right, friends. So that is going to be everything for today's stream of Wyrmspan with the new Dragon Academy expansion. I actually really enjoyed the additions. I personally really like expansions that add things that don't add any additional gameplay, if that makes sense. Because with this expansion does not add any new thing that you're having to do. Except for like the pass thing, but that's like just a small thing that instead of just passing and you getting the same thing each round, you're passing and getting to choose what you start with in the next round, which I am really a fan of. So it just gives you more of what you already have in the base game. So it gives you more of those guilds. So it gives you more variability with those. It gives you more cave cards, more dragon cards. The dragon cards, they're still cards, but they add different things. So you have those fledglings, and yeah, you have a bunch of new dragons. So it's just more of what you already know in the game. Well, anyways, friends, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. A huge thank you again to Stonemaier Games for sponsoring today's stream. Appreciate it. I have loved working with them this year. And like I said, this is my last one of 2025. Have a good rest of your Thursday. Like I said, have a wonderful holiday. And I will see you guys most likely in the New Year's for my next stream. Yeah. Love you guys. Bye, friends.